into their environment and they truly can't be seen. If we can't see it, we don't really care about it. Morning, girl. It's just me. Three eggs.
Ailsa studies banded dotterels nesting in Kaikoura. It is here that she is in her 5th year of trying to protect these birds from their surprisingly hostile environment. Throughout New Zealand, this native species can be commonly found, but they are in decline and are as endangered as the great spotted kiwi. As we head towards the end of the season, the 38th nest has been laid. This is the pair's last chance to raise offspring for the year.
This pair have actually tried to nest 3 times so far this season, and this is their 4th nest. I'm expecting a hatch for this round about the new year.
Nest 38 now have a month-long battle to keep their eggs going. Around the corner, one nest has had a cat visiting it every night since it was laid. Ailsa is putting out a night camera to see what happens in the dark.
Oh my god, you seen this? They're hatched. You're seeing a hatching.
So I'm just left thinking that those little chicks haven't got a hope overnight with a cat that comes to this point on the beach every night. So I'm going to go home and get my sleeping bag.
And hopefully the nest will still be alive. That's my thing.
I've just been as non-disturbing in every way as I possibly could. Yeah, good girl.
Unfortunately, Ailsa's success is short-lived.
Within 24 hours, those chicks were dead. I knew it was cat predation because we could actually see the way the cat had actually jumped into the nest. I was able to confirm with the owner that indeed the cat was night prowling and that the cat had actually a week previously had brought home a dotterel, killed it, left it under the table.
And it's not just cats. Introduced pests, uncontrolled pets, and human disturbance all put pressure on these birds when they're trying to nest.
We were being in the middle of the breeding season, so at the peak of it. We had 18 chicks to visit, and we've found only 2 surviving, so we've lost 16 of our 18 chicks.
Freedom camping has created even more challenges.
When freedom camping started, and when campers started to increase, the nests disappeared.
The freedom camping site was named Pāho, the Māori name for banded dotterels.
I stake the site out and go, well, 20 would be appropriate. Probably not more than 20. Now, our maximums were 120 vehicles. People deliberately camped, like the tent peg and the markers, because they could. Only 1 chick survived.
This year, Ailsa is asking for change.
There is one way that a community can restrict that. They can create a bylaw. What we have asked for is there will be no freedom camping at Pāho inside the dotterel season.
As she fights for the birds on this end of the beach, Nest 38 has started to hatch.
I was delivering some cake to a friend. On the way back, I was like, it's hatching.
Only a few hours later, the first chick is up and running and has been taught to forage for itself. It's not long before the second chick starts the task of breaking out of its shell.
When a nest hatches, there's a real place of celebration. You know, you look into the egg and there's a little cavity. Here was this little egg tooth, peck, 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 chipping away. The egg was quite noisy. So the bird was quite noisy. It's communicating with its parent, and you see often the parent is encouraging the chick. They don't make those noises to each other or any other time except when they've got a tiny, tiny chick.
A new year should bring new opportunities. With one chick hatched and 2 eggs to go, Nest 38 is at a critical moment. The constant disturbances have taken their toll.
It's been chipping away for a couple of days, and what I noticed was that the chipping got more and more laboured and the hole wasn't getting any bigger. You would expect the parent to say, well, come on, get out of there, and peck away the shell, but actually that's not how it works. It's a developmental stage. It must be something that is required for the maturity of the chick, and the adult bird cannot help. We discovered the parent's a long way away, and they've both committed 100% to their one chick.
The next day, Nest 38 receives one final disappointing blow. Their only surviving chick has disappeared, presumed eaten in an instant by a dog.
It's always a sad outcome.
Not all hope is lost, as the neighbouring Nest 37 has survived.
We saw 2 eggs hatch, and I was really quite delighted to see Nest 37 had actually hatched the 3rd egg like 2.5 days later. That chick looked incredibly vulnerable. But the good news is I saw it running around perfectly this morning.
Nest 37 are the only chicks left on the beach.
If the previous runs had been successful, we'd just go, well, this is just the icing on the cake. But we didn't get the cake.
This young family has now done something Ailsa has never seen before. They've moved their chicks to the other end of the beach.
They actually nested to the east of Wellstails Childcare Centre, but yet they took their chicks to Pāho, where it was really quiet.
Luckily for these chicks, in the future of this breeding site, the freedom camping bylaw has passed. Pāho will be closed during the breeding seasons from now on. Residing in a much quieter part of the beach, the chicks are ready to fledge. They're learning to fly.
Look, it's flying. See, it's flying. That is so cool. Up until the bird fledges, you never really know it's going to be okay.
At the end of the season, the adult banded dotterels flock together and will lose their breeding feathers before leaving the beach for winter. This season had 42 nests with 123 eggs. Only 17 chicks survived. In late February, nest 37 leave the beach. Against the odds, all 3 chicks have made it. We don't exactly know where they'll go, but they'll fly all across New Zealand. Confirmed sightings have seen them north of Auckland, and some may even go as far as Australia.
If you see a banded dotterel in New Zealand and it has a red at the top, its left thigh, it's one of our birds. There is an emptiness without the dotterels. I don't think I'll ever say I wish I didn't do that. Sometimes I look at, I've got no carpet, my clothes are holy. You know, I look at people who have some financial security and I realise this is my choice. Nature is not protected without people making harsh choices.
We need to find ways that people can be more aware of the birds and more respectful for them. And this means that we develop a culture where people can actually share the beach with them and we recognise this is actually their home.
It won't be long and the banded dotterels will return to Kaikoura and nest 38 will begin anew.